There is a hushed murmur in the cosmos tonight, a vibration that seems to tremble beneath the surface of your soul, Leo. It is not loud, it is not forceful, yet it carries the kind of power that reshapes mountains and bends the river of destiny in new directions. You may feel it in the restless energy that keeps you awake when the world is silent, or in the flicker of intuition that tells you something unseen is moving in your favor, or perhaps in warning. The stars are whispering, not in words, but in frequencies, urging you to pay attention to what is unfolding behind the veil. And while you, the radiant lion, are so often accustomed to roaring into life with boldness and fire, this moment calls for listening more than speaking, sensing more than commanding, opening more than protecting. The secret that hovers is not one to frighten, but to awaken. It is the awareness that something you thought was settled is in fact still alive, like embers under ash, ready to reignite. It could be a dream you laid aside, a connection you believed lost, or a truth about yourself you dared not yet embody. These stars, aligned in a mysterious dance, are shining a light into the places you tried to cover. The energy is not judgment, it is invitation. They whisper, "Look closer, Leo. The path you walk is about to split, and one direction carries you toward the destiny you have always sensed but never fully claimed." You may notice symbols around you in unusual ways, a phrase overheard in passing that feels carved into your heart, a dream that lingers long after waking, painted with archetypes of lions, crowns, fire, and doors, a tarot card appearing in a reading that calls your attention, the strength card, echoing your own energy, or the tower, signaling that the structures you once relied upon may soon crack to reveal the light behind them. These are not coincidences. They are mirrors of the whisper, nudges from the divine to remind you that you are in dialogue with something far greater than yourself. The challenge, Leo, is that secrets are not handed over in full clarity. They emerge in fragments, requiring trust and patience. And trust is not always easy for you because your pride, your radiant confidence, thrives on being sure, on knowing, on standing tall with certainty. But there is wisdom in leaning into mystery, in recognizing that part of your power lies in surrendering to the unknown with courage. The whisper does not demand you understand it all. It only asks that you remain open, that you resist the urge to close the door prematurely. There's also a test in this moment, one of the heart. Whispers from the stars often bring truths about relationships, about who stands with you and who merely watches. You may feel a shift in the dynamics of loyalty, sensing that someone close carries intentions not aligned with your highest path. This awareness does not come to hurt you, but to free you from illusions. Leo, you have always had a gift for commanding. Attention, for drawing others into your warmth, yet not all who circle the fire come with love. The stars urge you to listen not only to the sweet voices, but also to the silence between words, the hidden motives that reveal themselves in action, more than speech. Protect your fire, but do not dim it. Discernment is your shield, not fear. There's a reason you are hearing this secret now and not before. Timing is everything in the language of the universe. What was once too heavy for your spirit is now a weight you can carry with grace. What once would have shattered your world can now become the key that unlocks it. The cosmic whisper comes in perfect alignment, weaving together lessons from your past with the choices you face today. It invites you to trust that every detour, every heartache, every triumph has brought you to the edge of this moment. The edge where the hidden becomes visible, where destiny itself feels as if it is leaning forward, eager to see if you will take the next step. And yet, Leo, destiny never forces. It presents doors, it whispers secrets, it lingers at the threshold. The decision always remains yours. Will you follow the subtle guidance that asks you to slow down and notice, or will you push forward with the roar of certainty, risking the wisdom hidden in quiet? Neither is wrong, but one carries the shimmer of transformation, the possibility of discovering not only who you are, but who you are becoming. There may be moments in the coming days where the ordinary suddenly feels extraordinary. A conversation with a stranger that feels like a message from the divine. A song that seems to carry the exact words your soul has been longing to hear. A sudden wave of memory that pulls you back into a forgotten chapter, only to reveal a lesson you did not grasp before. These are the ways the secret unfolds, not in thunder and lightning, but in whispers that only the attentive can recognize. Be attentive, Leo. This is your moment to hear what others might dismiss. But the stars also caution. Not every whisper is from the divine. Some are from fear, some from ego, some from the echoes of wounds not yet healed. The true secret can be discerned not by the loudness of the voice, but by the resonance in your heart. When you feel an expansion, a quiet knowing, a warmth rising in your chest, you will know you have touched the real guidance. When the whisper feels cold, urgent, shrinking, know it is not the secret meant for you. Your task is to cultivate the discernment to tell the difference As you navigate this time, Leo, you may feel a heightened sense of synchronicity. Pay attention to numbers, to dreams, to the phases of the moon. The cosmos is aligning to speak with you in all its languages. The question is, will you hear? And if you hear, will you trust? And if you trust, will you act? The secret whispered tonight may not be revealed all at once. It may unfold over days, weeks, or even months, appearing in fragments that ask you to weave them together. But know this, you are not left in the dark. You're being guided, step by step, into a version of yourself more powerful, more luminous, and more free than ever before. The lion within you is stirring, not with the roar of dominance, but with the quiet strength of knowing that the universe itself is speaking directly to your soul. And so the stars whisper once more, their voices carrying into the deep night. The secret is not far. It is within you, waiting. And you, Leo, stand at the threshold, your hand reaching toward the unseen door, your heart pounding with both fear and anticipation. The journey is not finished, it is only shifting into a deeper layer. The secret hovers, the door shimmers. The whisper grows softer, yet somehow louder within you. What will you choose when the moment arrives? The night grows deeper, and with it, the sense that something is preparing itself just beyond the edges of what you can touch. Leo, you are no stranger to drama, to intensity, to living life as if each moment were a stage upon which your fire must shine, but this is different. This is not the kind of performance where the lights blaze and applause follows. This is the intimate, trembling moment before the curtain rises, when only you know the secret of what is about to begin. The stars lean closer now, whispering truths that reach into the marrow of your spirit. Their voices are like threads of golden light, weaving into your aura, reminding you that your destiny has always been larger than what the world expected of you. It is not only the path forward that matters, but the way you listen to what has already been spoken into your bones. Every scar upon your heart, every triumph you held high, every loss that left you shaken. These are not separate chapters, but notes in the same cosmic symphony. The whisper you hear tonight is the music of your own becoming, and it insists that you're ready for more courage, more honesty, more alignment with the truth of your soul. The world has offered you roles, masks, expectations, but the stars now urge you to step out of those garments and walk bare into your own light. It is risky, yes, vulnerability always is, but the secret is this: the universe does not reward what is safe. It amplifies what is real. There is a stirring of fate around your relationships, Leo. The lion's heart is loyal, protective, generous to the point of forgetting itself at times. You have given your warmth to those who basked in it, but not all have honored the gift. The stars whisper, notice who drains you, notice who fuels you. For the secret path ahead requires energy, clarity, and companions who understand that your fire is not meant to be consumed, but celebrated. Some masks will slip now. Words once sweet may reveal bitterness underneath. You may find yourself startled by realizations about those you trusted. Do not despair. This is not betrayal, it is revelation. The universe is trimming away what cannot grow with you. At the same time, a new presence may enter your orbit, one who feels like a mirror to your hidden self. Not just a partner, not just a friend, but someone whose soul feels like it has walked with yours across lifetimes. Their arrival may feel sudden, yet the stars assure you it is perfectly timed. They come as both a test and a gift, carrying lessons your spirit has been craving. The question is whether you will recognize them in the midst of distractions, or if fear of being seen too deeply will cause you to look away. Remember, Leo, your fire is strongest when shared with those who can withstand its brilliance. The secret whisper tonight also calls to your creative spirit. You are ruled by the sun, the giver of life, the eternal flame that demands expression. Yet lately, you may have felt blocked, uncertain, or even questioning whether your spark has dimmed. This is not the truth. It is only the pause before ignition. The cosmos is aligning to remind you that creation is not just art, but the act of living with intention. The way you choose your words, the way you shape your days, the way you channel your energy, all of this is art. You are the artist, Leo, and life itself is your canvas. What story will you paint when the secret door opens? There may also be shadows moving within you, old doubts resurfacing, fears of failure or irrelevance. The whisper does not deny them, it asks you to face them. The tarot would call this a tower moment, the crumbling of false foundations, so that a stronger one can emerge. But for you, Leo, the tower is not destruction. It is liberation. The walls you once built to protect yourself are the very ones that now keep you from expanding. The secret truth is that the universe is not punishing you by shaking these walls. It is freeing you. The rubble will reveal a view of the horizon you could not see before. As the whisper deepens, you may notice your dreams becoming more vivid, more symbolic. Lions prowling through golden fields, suns eclipsed only to shine brighter, keys appearing in your hands, doors shimmering just out of reach. Pay attention to these images, for they are messages from your higher self. Do not dismiss them as fantasy. They are the language of your subconscious, preparing you for the choices ahead. Write them down, meditate upon them, ask what they are guiding you toward, for in them lies the map to the hidden door of destiny that has been promised to you. And yet, the whisper is not only about what you must do, but who you must become. To hold the secret, to walk the new path, you must embody a greater version of yourself. This is not about ego or dominance, but about courage, humility, and light. The lion who rules with wisdom, not fear. The leader who inspires not through power, but through authenticity. The soul who shines not to overshadow others, but to remind them of their own fire. This is the transformation waiting for you, Leo. The alchemy of your essence. There will be temptations along the way. The whisper warns of shortcuts, illusions, and false lights. You may be offered easy paths that promise success, but at the cost of your soul's integrity. Remember, not all that glitters is gold. Some lights are traps, meant to distract you from the real treasure hidden within. The secret calls for discernment, patience, and trust in timing. If you try to force the door open, you may miss the alignment that makes its opening effortless. And so, Leo, here you stand, listening to whispers that only you can hear. The night hums with possibility, the stars pulse with messages, your heart beats with anticipation. You feel it, don't you? That sense that something is about to change, that the ground beneath you is shifting, that the air itself holds a promise of revelation. This is not imagination. This is the beginning of the unveiling. The secret is approaching, the door is glowing, the path is calling, but what waits on the other side is not yet revealed. The stars have given you hints, symbols, and guidance, but the full vision remains hidden. Perhaps because the secret is not a destination but a transformation. Perhaps because the act of stepping through the door is the very thing that makes the secret known. You cannot see it until you choose it. You cannot hold it until you release what you cling to now. The whisper fades slightly, not as silence, but as a reminder that not all answers are meant to arrive at once. Some truths must ripen in the quiet. Some must be carried with faith until they bloom. You, Leo, are asked to trust that you are not alone in this journey. The cosmos walks with you. Your ancestors watch over you. Your higher self guides you. The question is not whether the secret will be revealed. It is whether you will be ready when it is. And so the night continues, the stars still shimmering, the whisper lingering in your spirit. You stand at the threshold, one hand reaching for the invisible handle, the other pressed to your heart. You know something is coming, something vast, something transformative. The only question left is whether you will open the door when it calls your name. The stars above you are not finished with their message, Leo. If you thought the whisper was fading, listen more closely, for what once sounded like a single note is becoming a chorus, weaving threads of fate into your aura like golden fire. The energy around you is no longer subtle. It is pressing, it is insistent, it wants to be heard. You are not standing at the edge of something small. You are standing at the edge of a cycle so immense that your mind struggles to grasp it. This is not just about the week ahead or the month to come. This is about the unraveling and reweaving of years, perhaps even lifetimes, of destiny. And the stars whisper tonight because they know you are ready at last to hear what was always meant for you. You may notice the strange alignment between your inner world and the outer events surrounding you. Patterns that once seemed random now reveal design. People appear in your path carrying messages, sometimes without knowing they are messengers. A chance encounter, a phrase overheard, even the timing of something that feels too precise to be. Coincidence? All of these are the language of the universe trying to show you where to step next. Do not dismiss these signs as mere chance, Leo. You are far too intuitive for that, even if you sometimes ignore your own instincts. The truth is, your heart has always known what your mind resists. Tonight, that whisper inside is urging you to trust yourself more than ever before. There's a sense that you are shedding an old identity. Perhaps for years you have been the strong one, the provider of light, the figure who held everything together even when your own soul was aching. This role has defined you, and yes, it has given you strength, but it has also cost you something precious. The freedom to simply be. The stars are asking you now to put down the weight you were never meant to carry alone. There is no shame in release, no weakness in allowing others to hold you for once. The lion does not lose dignity when it rests beneath the shade of the tree. It becomes stronger for the battles yet to come. This transition will not be without its challenges. Old fears may rise, trying to convince you to stay small, to remain in the safety of the familiar cage, even if that cage is gilded. But Leo, you were never born to pace behind bars. You were born to roam the savanna of life with your mane blazing in the sunlight. To silence your roar is to betray your own nature. And yet, that roar is not always one of aggression. It is also the roar of truth, the sound of your soul breaking free from illusions. The whisper urges you to find the courage to use your voice, not to dominate, but to declare, I am ready. I am not afraid of who I truly am. A strange energy pulses in your creative spirit now, and it may feel overwhelming at times. Ideas will flood in like fire rushing through dry grass, consuming everything in their path. Do not be afraid of this surge. It is the very fuel your soul has been longing for. But you must learn to channel it, to shape it, to honor it with discipline as much as with passion. The universe is offering you the raw materials of transformation, but you must decide how to craft them into form. Will you write, paint, sing, dance, build, speak, love in ways you have never dared before? The stars whisper that the time is coming when what you create will not only change your own life, but ripple outward, touching others in ways you may never fully see. There is also the matter of love, Leo, that eternal flame that burns at the center of your chest. The stars acknowledge your longing, the way you crave connection not just on the surface, but in the depths of your soul. You want someone who sees you not only in your strength, but in your vulnerability. Someone who loves not just your light, but also your shadows. The whisper suggests that such a connection is drawing nearer, but it will not come if you cling to those who only take from you. It may arrive in the most unexpected form, through a chance meeting, a sudden recognition, the electricity of souls colliding. You will know it not because it is easy, but because it feels inevitable. And yet, the question remains, when the mirror is held up to your soul, will you be willing to look? In your dreams and visions, symbols will continue to appear. Do not dismiss them. Lions crowned with starlight, doors glowing in the darkness, suns breaking through storms. These are not idle fantasies. They are the cosmic alphabet spelling out your next steps. The whisper urges you to write them down, to sit with them, to let them speak in their own mysterious way. Tarot would call this the moon's influence, where the subconscious speaks in riddles, but those riddles hide sacred truths. You are being invited into dialogue with your higher self, and the more you listen, the clearer the path will become. Yet, the stars do not promise ease. They warn of shadows, illusions, distractions. Not every voice that calls your name is meant to guide you. Some will seek to dim your flame out of envy, others out of fear. The secret here is to trust not in every whisper, but in the resonance of truth. You know the difference. You feel it in your body when something is aligned and when it is not. The tightening in your chest, that surge of warmth, that unshakable clarity. These are your compass. Trust them above all else. And so the whisper grows softer again, not because it is finished, but because it wants you to lean in closer. There are truths that cannot be shouted, only received in silence, in the stillness of your heart when you finally stop searching, outside yourself for what was within all along. You stand at the edge, Leo, the stars shimmering overhead, the air vibrating with possibility. Something vast waits beyond the horizon, something that will shift not just your days, but your destiny itself. The secret is still forming, still gathering its power, still waiting for the precise moment when the door swings open. Perhaps it will be tomorrow, perhaps weeks from now, perhaps it has already begun and you have not yet recognized it. What matters is that you remain awake, alert, willing to listen when the universe calls your name. For it will, Leo, it always does. The question is, will you answer? The stars fall silent now, but the silence is alive with meaning, as if the universe itself is holding its breath. You feel it in your chest, that pounding rhythm that says something is about to happen, something you cannot yet name. And perhaps that is the greatest secret of all, that the unknown is not a void to fear, but a promise to embrace. You sense the night is not over, that the story has only just begun. The whisper lingers, wrapping itself around your spirit like a golden thread pulling you gently forward. What lies ahead is hidden, but it is waiting for you, and only you can step through when the time arrives. The night around you thickens, Leo, yet within that darkness, your spirit blazes like a lantern in an endless corridor. Every step you have taken up until now has brought you to this threshold, where shadows tremble and light gathers its strength. The whisper of the stars no longer drifts gently across your path. It rises now, a tide swelling with intensity, urging you to awaken to something far larger than yourself. There's no denying it anymore. You're standing in the liminal space between who you were and who you are becoming, and once you cross, there is no turning back. In this moment, destiny feels alive, not as a distant promise, but as a living force, breathing alongside you. You feel it in the tingling of your skin, in the restless flutter of your heart, in the strange way time seems to bend around you. The universe does not always speak in language, Leo. It speaks in sensation, in synchronicity, in the pull of unseen currents. Tonight, those currents rush toward you, carrying whispers of triumph and transformation. What you feared may be your undoing might instead be your rebirth. Your courage has always been your crown. Your fire has always been your gift. But this chapter of your journey asks for something even greater. It asks for surrender. Not the surrender of defeat, but the surrender of trust. Trust in the unseen, in the divine rhythm that moves stars and hearts alike. Can you, mighty Leo, allow yourself to fall into the unknown and believe that the net of destiny will appear beneath you? The whisper insists that you can and that you must, for only in that leap will you find the door that has been waiting, glowing faintly in the darkness. The symbols surrounding you now intensify, perhaps in dreams, perhaps in waking visions. Perhaps in subtle moments when you least expect it, you will see signs that make your breath catch. A lion with eyes of fire watching from the edges of your imagination. A sun breaking open the storm with rays like swords. A key glinting on the ground where no one else seems to notice it. Do not ignore these symbols. They are not accidents. They are breadcrumbs left along your path, guiding you toward the destiny that already knows your name. And in your heart, the question of love rises again, refusing to be silenced. Love is not separate from your destiny, Leo. It is woven into its very threads. The stars whisper that someone's energy is circling nearer like a comet finding its orbit around your flame. But the lesson here is not only about receiving love, it is about recognizing that you have always been worthy of it. Too often you have given everything, burned bright for others, and been left with ashes in your hands. This time, destiny wants balance, reciprocity, a union that elevates rather than depletes. Watch carefully, for love may come disguised, unexpected, in a form that challenges your old beliefs about connection. The whisper asks, will you recognize it when it arrives, even if it does not match the image you once carried? Beyond love, beyond creation, beyond destiny itself, there is a deeper awakening happening within you. You're not simply stepping into a new chapter. You are stepping into an expanded awareness of who you are. You are not only Leo the lion, fierce and radiant, you are also the mystic who listens to the stars, the dreamer who walks through veils, the soul that remembers ancient promises. This awakening cannot be rushed. It unfolds like a rose opening in the dawn, petal by petal, mystery by mystery. And as it unfolds, you will see yourself reflected in the universe, and the universe reflected in you. The stars whisper now of a hidden door, shimmering and waiting. You cannot see where it leads, but you feel the hum of energy vibrating just beyond it. Perhaps it opens to a path of love, perhaps to a destiny of creation, perhaps to a test that will forge you stronger than you have ever been. What is certain is that it will change you, and once you step through, you will never again be the same. But remember, Leo, this is not a warning, it is a promise. You were born to transform, born to rise, born to carry your fire into places where no one else dares. And now, as the night deepens, the whisper grows soft again. The stars do not want to overwhelm you, for they know that too much light can blind. As easily as too much darkness, they offer you only enough to guide your next step, enough to spark your courage, enough to remind you that the story is still unfolding. There is more waiting, more to be revealed, more doors to open, but not tonight. Tonight you're asked only to listen, to feel, to prepare your spirit for what is coming. And so the stars fall silent, but the silence is alive. You can almost hear your name carried through the stillness, almost feel the weight of destiny pressing gently on your shoulders. You know something vast is near, something that will shift not only your days, but the very rhythm of your soul. The door glows faintly in the distance, waiting, patient, eternal. And though you cannot see what lies beyond, you feel in your bones that it is magnificent. Perhaps tomorrow the whisper will grow louder. Perhaps tomorrow the stars will reveal more. Perhaps tomorrow will be the night when the hidden door finally opens and the truth comes rushing in. For now, Leo, you are left with the shimmer of mystery, the thrum of possibility, and the fire of your own heart reminding you that this journey has only just begun. And if you want to walk this path with me, if you want to hear the stars whisper their secrets each night, make sure to mark subscribe and keep the flame alive. Because what comes next, Leo, is something you will not want to miss.